Do you really want the truth? This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, a podcast about life, looking at life from a new perspective to gain wisdom and understanding in hopes to know yourself more. I think it's fairly safe to say that most all of us have been in some type of relationship where the person has lied. We can feel hurt when we know that somebody has lied. We lose trust, we lose faith, and then the relationship changes its dynamics, and everything that the person says and everything that the person does has this shadow over it. Many of us have had that type of relationship, and I myself and other people that I know, after you have been in a relationship where somebody's lied, most of us will say, you know what, I want somebody that tells me the truth. I want honesty. I want openness. Because it sounds like what we really want. We've had deception. We doubt. We can't trust. It's really difficult to be in a relationship when you're with someone that you can't trust. The natural progression then is to go to honesty. You swing back in the other direction. I have been having a conversation with somebody. This is an acquaintance that I know of. I don't know a lot of personal details, but certainly somebody that I know and have known for several years. We were having a conversation. This person is completely honest. And as I was asking questions and the person was answering truthful, I was feeling into my body to how I was taking on that truthful information. And it was interesting because when you ask somebody personal details, just, you're talking about things and you're asking personal details. And then when they tell you something and they're truthful about it, then you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision, okay, before there was this line in the sand, and we all do that. We kind of all draw these lines that, those are our boundaries and where we want to operate within that area. And then when somebody says something and they're truthful about it, then you either have to take action upon that information, or then you're not living by your own truth. So if somebody says, I do this, and if that is something that you can't live with, you have to end the relationship, end the friendship, end whatever, distance yourself. Because if you don't, then you're not acting in integrity. And it was just an interesting feeling to be in. So many of us have, and I myself included, that I don't offer all of the information just to everybody. Some people get the details. Some people get high-level information, but not the granular details. And some people just get, I'm fine, everything's fine. And so we have these levels of information that we share with people. At least I do. And a lot of the people that are close to me, I think that they operate in that same level of capacity. And so here was somebody that I don't know very well who was willing just to share everything. And I found myself wondering, would it have been better if they had just lied? Would it have been better if I didn't know the truth? Because now that I do know the truth, there's no gray area. There's no, well, maybe I can do this. If I want to act in integrity, then I have to take action. And it was just an interesting place for me to be. When there is deception or misinformation or lying by omission, then there's still this possibility that there is some truth, that there is something there. But when you actually know the truth and you know the details, there is no gray area. There is no uncertainty. And I don't know, it just made me question whether we do want full transparency. It made me question whether I wanted full disclosure. I had my own emotions. I had my own responses. I had my own interpretation, which shouldn't even matter because this wasn't a close friend. And I was curious to feel my reaction. I assume a lot of this has to do with the environment that I grew up within. We didn't share the true, real, raw details so many times that it was this glossed over version, the sanitized version, the PG version. And then what happens when you get the R version? It just made me think, do I really want to know how somebody feels? Do I really want to know what somebody's doing? Do I really want to know all of the details? Is that necessary? And do I want to be that transparent? Do I really want to share all of my feelings? Do I really want to share and be raw and vulnerable? And to who do I want to share that with? Where is that space of being safe and comfortable? Where does that fall in the middle there? I just found myself questioning, what do we really want when it comes to transparency? And some of us don't want the same level of information. We don't want the same details. We don't really want to know what's going on. And I guess it depends on the relationship and who it is. There are times where people share things and we really wish that they hadn't told us because it wasn't really ours to know. There are times where you hear something about someone and then you see them and then you know this thing that they didn't tell you, that you heard from somebody else, and it still has the ability to change how you perceive that person. All I know right now is I may be exploring this topic for myself a little bit more. For me to gain some insight about what is my level of comfort and why did I react in the way that I did to the information that I heard. We always hear that honesty is the best policy. And I'm wondering if there aren't levels of discretion that are really necessary in life. I don't know. Until next time, take care. Thank you for listening to this podcast of Tracy Talks. Please like and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. And until next time, we meet again.